Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Let's Play here on the channel. And I actually, on the way back from adventuring for a couple of days, found a desert, which is good because I needed some cacti. But I also ran into a desert temple here, and desert temples are really interesting. I'm going to show you why once we get inside. But desert temples are comprised of a central pyramid with a few chambers inside, and then there are just some nice pillars on either side. Those don't really serve any purposes other than aesthetic. But because this temple is actually partially buried in the sand, we're going to have to enter from the top. So I'm hopping up the steps of the pyramid here, and thankfully there is already a hole in the top of the pyramid that we can drop down into, and I don't think we're going to take too much fall damage from this because of the type of armor that we're wearing. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down here. There we go. And the chamber's pretty dark, and no mobs have spawned in here as of yet. But I'm going to go ahead and place some torches on the columns and the interior walls here to make sure that everything is all lit up and stuff, so I don't have to worry about any unexpected enemies and things blowing up what I'm trying to come in here and get. But here in the middle of the floor, we've got some tiles here that I'm going to go ahead and use my pickaxe to break out. And if we peer over the edge into the floor, let me widen this just a little bit. If we peer over the edge into the floor, there's actually a stone pressure plate down there in the middle of the floor. We do not want to step on that. So I'm actually going to back away from the edge here, and we're going to start to tunnel down the side of the chamber. And while we're doing that, I'm going to explain why we don't want to step on that pressure plate. And the reason that is because the pressure plate will activate any sort of circuit that is sitting underneath of it. And as soon as we get to the bottom here, I'm going to show you what's hiding underneath of this floor. I'm going to continue to burrow down the side of the chamber here. And now we're a bit closer to the stone pressure plate, and I can actually kind of edge out. I'm going to go a little bit lower here and take care of that. There we go. So now that the trap has been disabled, I'm going to hop down, and through that hole there is a piece of TNT. Now if I were to step on that pressure plate, all of this TNT that I'm uncovering, there are 9 pieces in total underneath this floor, all of that would have gone off and not only probably hurt me a little bit because I wasn't actually right on top of it at the time. Well, I would have been if I had stood on the pressure plate, but it would have also destroyed all of these chests here in the chamber. It's a bit dark in here. Let me go ahead and mine up this TNT before I place any torches, because being around all of this TNT actually makes me a little bit nervous because I'm clumsy. But there we go. I've got all 9 pieces now. I'm gonna go ahead and place a torch on the wall. There we go. We don't have to worry about anything spawning. And up on the walls we have 4 chests. And these chests actually contain treasure. Some of them actually contain items that we cannot craft, like horse armor of various materials. There's leather horse armor, there's iron horse armor, there's gold horse armor, and there's diamond horse armor. And in this particular chamber, we do have a few pieces of iron horse armor that we get. There are some golden apples that I'm going to take, some gunpowder, which can also be used to not only make TNT, but can also be used for fireworks stars. So I'm going to take all the gunpowder that I find, because the only other way to get gunpowder is to actually kill creepers. And creepers I actually have a hard time seeing because my base is actually in a grassy area and creepers are green. And so with my vision, they kind of blend in with the grass a bit. So I've gone ahead and engineered my armor so that if I do not see a creeper and one comes up and explodes, it's not going to be the end of the world. I can withstand the explosion. So I'm just here in the chamber and looting all of the stuff that I want and leaving the things that I don't, like the zombie flesh, the bones, the string. I'm not really going to take any of that because zombie flesh will pretty much do nothing but give you food poisoning, and everything else I have an abundance of back at the base. So I'm just going to take the valuables here, like I said, the horse armor, the golden apples, the gunpowder, stuff like that. And that's really all I'm going to take from here. I'm going to check this one last chest. Yeah, there's some more golden apples and stuff in here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick and choose what I take because my inventory space is quite limited. But now that I've done that, and I'm just doing a quick double check here, making sure I got everything. There we go. I am going to start pillaring up out of the room because there is no ladder, but I'm just jumping and placing blocks underneath me, and that's kind of pushing me up from the chamber. And I'm just using the blocks that I mined out to get down here. I'm almost there. Yeah, I think, is this as high as I need to go? I think so. Yes, it is. All right. So now that I have made my way out of the chamber, my next step actually is I need to find my way back home. And I actually have a couple of ways of doing that. I could use coordinates. Is this a way out right here? That is not a way out. I could, I'm just gonna, should I? I don't want to go back down there. That's where I just came from. How do I get out of here? Because I came in from the roof and this place is kind of buried. So I'm going to go ahead and sleep because it is nighttime outside and I don't want to get jumped when I go out there. Here we go. So now that I have picked up my bed, I can, I think I'm just going to tunnel through the wall. Screw it. Let's tunnel through the wall. That's probably the easiest way out. But now that I've gotten out of here, I have to find my way home. I'm going to take a quick look around here just to make sure that I am correct and there's nothing hidden in these pillars. And I am correct, there is nothing hidden in these pillars. They are only aesthetic. And had it been nighttime and I had done that, mobs probably would have been waiting for me in there because of darkness. But anyway, yeah, that's the whole temple here. And I am going to go ahead and find my way back home. And along the way, I'm going to try and mine some obsidian. Now here we have an exposed pool of lava. And I'm going to take care of this quickly because, as you can probably hear, it's setting the surrounding area on fire. So let's dump some water on it. And the sound of that is cooling the water cooling the lava into obsidian. So the first thing I need to do is actually create the obsidian with this bucket of water here. Almost done. One more should do it. There we go. Now, the next step here we go. I'm going to dig out one block of obsidian. There we go. And place some water right there. And the reason that I'm doing that is there's probably some lava underneath here, and I don't want the obsidian that I mined to fall into the lava because that will immediately destroy it. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm going back and forth in rows, kind of just mining up the obsidian as I move. And what's happening is, as I mine this up, the water is expanding into the gaps that I create. And what that's going to help me do is, as if I dig up a block of obsidian and there is actually another layer of lava under it, the water will flow into that space and cool the lava into obsidian immediately. And hopefully what that's going to do is that's going to cool it fast enough so that the item that's created when I mine this block is actually not going to fall into the lava. I'm hoping that's how that's going to work. Let's see here. Hopefully I come across some lava here soon so I can demonstrate that. Almost. Let's see. There should be some more. No? Usually lava actually sits in multiple layers here. So I'm surprised I haven't come across any yet. So I should actually soon. I'm just going to keep mining up layers here. And obsidian is really hard, so it takes 6 strokes or so to to actually mine one piece of obsidian. Oh, there we go. There's some lava underneath there. You can hear it cooling immediately like that as I mine up the obsidian. So yeah, that's just kind of an example of how I do that. I wanted to demonstrate that on the way home. I'm not going to show me actually cooling the entire pool, but yeah, this is just kind of a short episode. I didn't really have a plan for today because I'm working on quite the big base construction project, and one of my future episodes is actually going to be showing what I've done because me as well as Jack have been making massive improvements to the server. But yeah, I'm going to continue to mine up this obsidian, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this little episode with some treasure hunting. I hope there's no lava underneath me when I do this. I am not in a very good... Oh, that was almost really bad because there's lava there, and it is actually out of the reach of the water. So I'm actually going to have to scoop up this water. Oops. I'm actually going to have to... Wait, yeah, I think I accidentally threw it down immediately. Accidental double click. I need to get a better mouse. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. I really hope you guys have enjoyed, and I also have another big project on the way because one of my favorite Minecraft streamers shouted the channel out during a pretty big live stream of his the other day. So there are some new subscribers here that may or may not know that a lot of blind gamers exist. So I'm probably going to come out with some sort of big multicam video that shows and kind of explains how I do in fact play. But yeah, if you want to keep up with what's going on the channel, feel free to follow me on Twitter at LogicProXGaming. And I accidentally created some cobblestone instead of obsidian there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.